tackle gaat de bal uit. Inworp tegen. Ingeleverd door Vinicius Junior. De bal ketst af op een speler. Inworp. De Bruyne laat de tegenstander achter zich. Nee, die kopbal levert geen doelpunt op. Hij werkt de bal net naast de paal.
Hij timde wel goed. Die credits moeten we hem geven. Maar ja, uiteindelijk gaf hij hem net de verkeerde richting mee.
De paas wordt onderschept. Een spel gegeven voor de Bruyne. Hij gaat schieten. Oei, 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 dat scheelt niet veel hoor. Of die had een tweede doelpunt gemaakt.
Nee, maar ja, er staat ook nog iemand onder de lat, hè. Die staat daar niet voor niets. Mooie redding.
Goed weggewerkt die bal. Hier is Rodrigo. Daar dreigt de gevaar, maar hij onderschept de paas. Ik zie hier mogelijkheden voor een counter. Zien zij ze ook. Hocus pocus, wat een tovenaar.
Pure magie is dit. Wat een spectaculaire beweging.
Hij haalt die pas eruit. Bellingham. En dat is een mooi doelpunt.
Het begint natuurlijk allemaal met een efficiënte actie. Niets op af te dingen. Precies op de juiste plek. Ja, zo wordt scoren wel een makkie, hè?
Waar verspeelt hij de bal? Bernardo Silva. Kans om gelijk te maken. De bal gaat er niet in hoor. Vinicius Junior. Goed gezien van de scheidsrechter. Hij geeft Kevin de Bruyne voordeel. En een stift over de doelman. Ah, dit is van een schoonheid met een stiftje.
Antwerpen denkt.
Snap je?
Wij zullen samen met de politie en het gericht zoeken naar de daders. Hij staat al jaren in de schijnwerpers, maar de man gedraagt zich intelligent door de rol van een gewone burger te spelen.
We gaan pompen. Hoppa, 2 man weg. Tuurlijk, boep. Joe Lusu, hij mist nooit, maar hij mist nu. Hoe dan?
Is geen optie voor hem.
Tuurlijk niet. Maar dat is sowieso geen optie.
Van een onschuldig kind.
Oh, bomboklaat, loppie goal, bijna maar loppie goal. Kom op, Joe Lusu, Joe Lusu.
Op 19 juli 2023
Joe Lusu.
een ongekende gebeurtenis plaats waarbij de Belgische burger betrokken is. De Gazet van Antwerpen zendt een video uit waarin de Mexicaan zich richt tot Señor LB, de beruchte Otman. Hij beweert te spreken namens de Mano, het hoofd van het Sinaloa-kartel.
Doelpunt, doelpunt.
Buenas tardes, señor Val. El motivo de este mensaje es para pedirle de antemano disculpa por haber enviado
Zo, dat noem je een redding.
a las puertas de la casa de una persona con el afán de cobrar una deuda que tiene pendiente con nosotros, señor. Me disculpo de antemano en el nombre del señor Gómez para que entienda esto, pero sí le digo una cosa, señor. Manda este video para Culiacán, Sinaloa, oiga. Enséñalo a quien usted quiera, oiga. Ahí en Europa hay mucha gente, oiga. ¿Me entiende? De Sinaloa. Y dígale a esa gente, esta persona me está cobrando. ¿Sí? Y esas personas le van a decir quién soy yo. Así como tengo los huevos para venir y hacer este video con mi cara, señor. Así mismo estoy de parado con mi gente, con la gente del Mayo Zambada, señor. De quien quiera, oiga. ¿Me entiende? Entonces, chequenme bien el dato, oiga. Y le pido una disculpa de antemano en nombre de mi organización. Pero las deudas son deudas de honor. Deudas de hombre, oiga. Este negocio es de hombre, no de marico. Entonces, le hago a favor, oiga. que se pongan las pilas con esa deuda, señor. Y de antemano le vuelvo a pedir una disculpa, pero pues también ustedes pónganse serios, oiga.
Terugkerend geweld in Antwerpen wordt vaak gelinkt aan het verlies van drugstransporten. Een situatie die zich vaak herhaalt voor het vermeende netwerk van Otman. De opkomst van een individu uit de achterstandswijk Borgerhout in Antwerpen tot een dergelijk niveau in de criminele onderwereld is opmerkelijk. Alsof het nog niet genoeg was, doet de Amerikaanse regering ook mee aan de race. De Belgische federale politie krijgt nu hulp van de DEA, die een eigen onderzoek start naar de vermeende criminele activiteiten van Otman en zijn organisatie. Ze zijn allemaal op zoek naar degenen die verantwoordelijk zijn voor de distributie van coke in Europa, in samenwerking met Zuid-Amerikaanse kartels. De tegoeden van de broers LB zijn wereldwijd bevroren door de Verenigde Staten, met als doel hun te raken waar het pijn doet, namelijk in het financiële activa. Op de foto op de lijst van gezochte voortvluchtigen in samenwerking met Interpol staat ook een vermeende medeplichtige, Youssef B.A., alias Benz. Youssef, oorspronkelijk afkomstig,
Ga maar liggen.
wordt beschouwd als de financiële rechterhand van Otman, die naar verluidt ook zijn eigen bende leidt. Verantwoordelijk voor de invoer van meer dan 10 ton witpoeder via de haven in 2020. Zijn bende, inclusief zijn telefoon, werd in juni 2022 ontmanteld. Mustafa had minder geluk dan zijn broer Youssef, die zijn toevlucht schijnt te hebben gezocht in Dubai, bij de LB-broers. De activiteiten van de bende omvatten het afhandelen van containertransporten gevuld met cocaïne naar opslagplaatsen.
Gevuld met cocaïne, coca, dubbel.
Dankzij deze schuilplaatsen
kom op, Ricardo Cavalier.
Tot 4
Ricardo, let's go.
Voor het vervoer van 9 miljoen euro aan deze wittewassen.
De wittewassen.
Youssef beweert dat hij nu meer dan 10 jaar ervaring heeft in luxe onroerend goed in Dubai.
Luxe onroerend goed.
Amerikaanse autoriteiten zijn de gebroeders LB hebben geholpen bij het opzetten van witwasbedrijven. Hoewel de VS dit trio op een zwarte lijst heeft gezet, met de bedoeling om het buitenlandse tegoeden te bevriezen en hun internationale transacties te verzwakken, heeft de Amerikaanse regering ook toegezegd appartementen in de Verenigde Arabische Emiraten in beslag te nemen.
De Amerikaanse Emiraten.
Het zal je echter niet verbazen dat Otman cynisch heeft gereageerd door te vragen of ze echt geloven dat hij daar iets bezit. En zeker niet op zijn naam. Bovendien lijkt Otman helemaal niet gestrest. Hij verklaart vol vertrouwen dat ze hem nooit zullen veroordelen, omdat er gewoon geen bewijs is. Het valt nog te bezien hoeveel tijd hij heeft voordat hij achter de tralies belandt, als alles wat erover gezegd wordt inderdaad bewezen wordt in de rechtszaal.
Vinnie. Die bal komt niet aan bij Vinnie. Kom op, koppel die bal zwaar, koppel die bal. Hij kan doorheen lopen.
Crimineel Ridouan Taghi.
De meest gezochte
crimineel nooit.
Taghi is onderdeel van een groot internationaal drugskartel.
Ja, het kind toont nu echter een onwrikbare vastberadenheid om een prominente speler te worden. Een criminele eenheid die betrokken.
The Rock turned up to SmackDown at 5:15 MT. He parked in the parking lot worse than anyone has ever parked in a parking space ever. I mean, Larry David would have been livid. Now it's like, yep, this is the kind of heel nonsense I need in my life.
Also, buitenspel, die man.
Where indeed we are going to go through the Friday night show and decide what was good. And now it's like, yep, this is the kind of heel nonsense I need in my life. Also, my friends, and welcome to SmackDown Ups and Downs, where indeed we are going to go through the Friday night show and
bullshit.
what was good and what was bad. That's it. We got a lot to talk about. Let's go. We didn't ever sort out the men's elimination chamber for anything, though. What a wonderful match we did have. Dominic Mysterio versus Kevin Owens.
Waar zijn mijn Konjebomama spelers van?
That's how much I like them, shouldn't have said. As much as I do love Kevin Owens as well, I can't lie. If the Condom hadn't been victorious here, I would have done the dance of joy. Can you imagine him in the chamber freaking out?
Buitenspel, Said. Hoe is dit geen buitenspel? Hoe was er net ook geen buitenspel? Oké, bullshit, man. Echt serieus.
Hey bro, do you want to go out there and just kick the shit out of each other? Stereo was like, that's
Applied the coin, man.
That's what they did. Dum Dum did try to talk on his way to the ring, but of course everybody was going Boo Earns. That's when he got in the squared circle, so Kevin knocked him out. When he tried to get back in, so Owens knocked him back out again. Sometimes it's the simple stuff. When Owens did go to get him, though, all of a sudden R-Truth was here. And I think this was being sold as R-Truth thinking Kevin Owens was The Miz. Now, I'm not 100% sure about that, but look at the t-shirt, Pro Wrestling Tees. It's my favourite thing in the world. The Condom then noticed it, so of course he did a big dive, and in terms of ups and downs, and all the shows we have covered in 2024, that's right, on February the 17th, so far, we haven't had one event that didn't have a dive. We are living in very interesting times. Owens soon booted Dominic right in the stomach when he hit the cannonball and the splash of the frogs. He got a 1-2 ooze and he was starting to cook. Stereo then reversed a pop-up powerbomb into a face button though, which was pretty damn cool. And when it was KO trying to do the Three Amigos, on the last one, Dommy Boy gave him a DDT, and he got another 1-2 ooze. Like I say, I kind of wanted him to win, so I dared to believe. He then did miss his own frog splash, but was able to get the 6-1. Because he was panicking, he turned to R-Truth, he's like, oh hi, you are actually in the Judgment Day, so why don't you go and get me a chair? Once again, R-Truth listened to the t-shirt, because he got this thing, and he just sat on it, honestly. One day I will meet R-Truth, I'm going to tell him he's the best. It also meant that Dominic was so mad he totally forgot he was in a match where he got booted and hit with the pop-up powerbomb. That was it, 1, 2, 3. Kevin Owens is going to Australia. Now I'm just going to throw in there that KO did not use the stunner. That's just me, totally making things up, and methinks that maybe deep down R-Truth knows that he's never actually going to be in the Judgment Day, and he's about to get his revenge. Like I say, it was a very fun start. I think Drew McIntyre must have been watching this as well, because he was just ranting in the back about the Elimination Chamber when he got interrupted by LA Knight. He was having none of this, and he said, oh, well, look who it is Drew McIntyre, and you don't even need to worry about that boys. Live event. It's just going to be another day where somebody steals the spotlight from you. That will be me.
Motherfucker.
Drew just thinks that LA is one big lie, and he puts on this facade because deep down he's a scared little boy. When Knight was like, oh yeah? Well, ever since I built the main roster, you've been the champion of nothing. Like, man, it's like I'm talking to my parents. And I even mentioned Drew's CM Punk shirt. I was like, oh, well, it's really good as a gravestone on there, because that's exactly where all your opportunities are going. McIntyre got so pissed off here, it almost felt to me, if we do break down the fourth wall, that Drew totally let LA Knight win this one. It was like he knows what he's doing. Officials then ran in to break this up, and we are going to do this match next week. So I tell you, in terms of just two people yelling, because in about 2 minutes, they had me investigated. Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman were turned up the building at 3:33 MT, because I told you WWE is going to and maybe less so Jimmy Uso. And I was like, well, he's never pleased to see anyone. Flub is happening. We also cut straight from this to Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne too. They had something to say. Especially over the penalty sides. He has teamed up with penalty. And look, they are but days away from becoming the champions.
Who's dat geen buitenspel?
Bate then said he came up with a brand new name for them, which is the New Catch Republic. So I'm looking around the room. I was like, wait a minute. Am I watching? Oh, I can't sit through it again. Dominic then stumbled in because he was super pissed off and they even dare mention the tag team championships. And that's when Dunn and Bate challenged him and Truth to a tag team match that's going to be happening on next week.
Nooit. Never for your life.
Like R-Truth is going to screw Dominic Mysterio over. That's exactly how it should be. There was so much chamber focus on this show as well, which was the right way.
Tuurlijk, Rodrigo. Kijk dan. Blijf geconcentreerd. Go, pap, tranquil. On the ass. In the ass. In the ass. Dick.
I'll get to that in just 1 second.
I
think this does make sense, because Tiffany Stratton's only just been called up to the main roster. She's going to go into the chamber. I doubt she is going to win, but you want to make sure you spotlight her. Trying to do that with two people just sounds like a jubbly mess. Stratton also flexed at the start of this match, because why wouldn't you if you've got muscles? She wins the lead and was like, that's it, I'm sick of you. She summoned her Street Fighter powers. She did a moonsault to the outside. The Golden Deal Phantasma also came out to watch this from the front row, because why wouldn't you do that? Which is when Tiffany and Zelina started punching each other in the face, which is when the LWO also walked out. I was like, did none of you guys actually think about this beforehand? You all need better plans. Around about this time too, Zelina did miss a 619, but I tell you, she effortlessly then went into a DDT, got the 1-2 rule. That's pretty good. Stratton came back with an Alabama slam thingamajig she does when she also did a cartwheel. So I can't remember my list now, but it's definitely her, it's Willow Nightingale, somebody else, Lady Frost, and of course Jack Cartwheel. They got this manoeuvre wrapped up. Tiffany then got a little bit worried, so they were mucking around with Barry Barricade. Because Selena Vega could find herself out there, she started jaw-jacking with Elektra Lopez. That's like, Selena, you can't do this, you're a wrestler, you'll forget you're in a match. I was right. Because she turned right into the spinebuster by Strat, who then hit the prettiest moonsault ever. Well, that might work. She absolutely crushed Selena Vega. That's why that move is terrifying. She did get the 1, 2, 3, much like Kevin Owens. He's going to Australia. So once again, I do hope we have a mega plan here, because yes, Tiffany Stratton should be pushed to the moon. He's got what it takes. Do you remember how last week too, we were just randomly told, by the way, AJ Styles isn't in the OC anymore? Well, I think somebody remembered. Oh wait, we're meant to tell stories. We got one. The OC did find Styles in the back, and they were like, oh, what's happened to you, Ash? You forgot where you come from. And Styles just got to his feet, and he pie-faced.
God damn it.
Everybody got really upset. So it is super serious now because they looked at each other. I assume we are going to do this match. And good. I know the OC haven't been on TV for a while, but at least give me an ending. It's the least you can do. Bigger video from Damage Control after this is Io Sky, Oscar, and Kairi Sane told us that it's the hero of Io Sky. And I was like, well, this is what they've been doing all week. Editing. He also called out Dakota Kai, but I am not buying that at all. It's such a ruse, it's such a lie.
Kepak di ass.
Watch her back. Oscar also ended this by saying nobody is ready for Damage Control. I was like, that's an outright lie. Bailey's been ready for you since day one. This is why I think somebody else backstage had another moment. Because they're like, oh yeah, the authors of pain have come back up to the main roster. And while they're very good at writing novels about people screaming in agony, they should probably whip some ass too. That's why they weren't taking on Javier Bernal and Bo Morris, who you may recognize from NXT. The point here is that the wider audience wouldn't know who they were. They got absolutely flattened. The authors of pain did that super collider and they basically threw them into the floor, and they got the 1, 2, 3. And look, sometimes you have to do a squash because we need a squash. I fancied them squash. This was a squash, and now remember the authors of pain are absolutely dominating. I'm going to give it an up. I'm going to throw it down here. This whole one is actually including on Harry Potter's feud. I understand what they do have beef, and now they don't do much of anything. Like they fell out on the Royal Rumble, there's been no follow-up since, which is strange because WWE is usually very good at this. But yeah, give them something please. Down. Logan Paul then promised that he was going to go to the Elimination Chamber and win, and then go on to challenge Seth Rollins at WrestleMania to become the champion. Now I'm going to make this prediction right here, right now. It may not happen for a while. That is going to happen one day. If you weren't ready for it, start preparing. WrestleMania was time for Logan Paul versus The Miz, and these two guys just deserve all the credit in the world. Like, we still don't put enough respect on The Miz's name, but as we always say about Logan Paul, I think this was his first ever TV match on SmackDown, and the dude just gets it. He also took a kid's bottle of Prime and stuck his gum in there, and my Tootsie Toes tell me that was probably a plant, but either way, it was quite funny. When he also busted out a crossbody. Now look, that move is absolutely useless, because it never helps anyone. He also tried for a standing moonsault, but that's when The Miz got the knees up, because he knows what he's doing. When he saw Logan's face, he was like, I don't like that. He booted him right in the skull. And this ties back into what we were talking earlier, because we did cut to the crowd, and Nick Aldis was sat there with the strangest bunch of people ever. So we had Bron Breakker, Jade Cargill, Liv Morgan, and Bianca Belair. I'm like, are we going to do them for me? If so, how the fuck are we going to get there? Around about this time too, Logan used and that makes all the sense in the world, because again, that is the pointy bit. When Logan Paul also hit a split-legged moonsault, I was like, it's only his like first or second or third or fourth or fifth or sixth or seventh or eighth match. He hasn't had that many, and now he's doing these. It's not fair. Miz eventually hit the yes kicks when Logan proved he does watch the television show, because he used Rita the ring post, and poor Rita was always getting into it. When he hit this absolutely wild frog splash, I'm not going to say it again, but he does constantly surprise me. Miz wanted to one-up him as well, so he went for the skull-crushing finale, and when that didn't work, he hit
Akad dia tuh ikut taktik loh, kayak
I saw some people on the internet saying they didn't.
Oh, Messi!
Paul also proved he'd been watching 1980s wrestling as he raked the eyes. When he went to get the
Unbelievable.
kind of got a nice twist, because the Miz was like, man, I do watch what you do. That's not happening. And they got back in the ring, and Logan Paul cut him off with a punch, where he hit this back face buster thingamajig, and he beat him. And dare I say it,
Ja.
most definitive victory yet. So obviously he's going to be absolutely brilliant, but I also want to shout out The Miz, who is just such a good company man. The WWE is better because he's in it. Give it an up. That's right. Logan Paul is now going down under. The tie to earlier too, Tiffany Stratton was there talking to Bianca Belair and Liv Morgan backstage. When Jade Cargill walked in,
Jade Cargill.
I was like, what exactly happened? Aldous thankfully was there to calm everyone down, where he waltzed off with Brock Breaker. Can't lie.
Hoe pas je een recht in de voeten, man?
What happened next wasn't a tour though, because Naomi made her proper return to WWE.
Nee.
Loved it. She also has new theme music for her entrance, which is still one of the best in the business. And of course, she was meant to be taking on
Kale soja,
got injured down in NXT. Now this did not sound
Lucky.
All the positive thoughts to her. Hope she's okay. Instead, she was going to take on Alba Fire.
Scheiß.
I did telegraph yesterday.
En dan fluit je niet, hè?
I would have bet my life that Naomi was going to win. So, why the hell?
Goal.
Making great points. Because I'm an idiot. If I did boot Naomi right in the skull, so Naomi was like, you can't do that to me, so she booted Fire right in the skull. When it was Naomi.
Joe Lusu.
Insult. Like, man, she must have watched his Logan Paul. Things then went nuts because Naomi hit a bulldog in the tip of the stick. I was like, well, how is that not a DQ? When she got back in the ring, she hit another bulldog for the one.
Oh, really?
That still didn't work. That's a little like, Naomi, you should probably never do that move again. Naomi then hit crossbody of her own, and once again it continues to be the least successful but prettiest move in all of professional wrestling. When we got somewhat of a tease, because partner Isla Dawn punched Naomi, and Fire went for the pin, and she got a 1-2 move. I'll be honest with you, it didn't really get me. Good try. Naomi just used this to apply her Starstruck submission instead, where she did get the tap-out victory. And I like this too, because she has brought that across from TNA. Makes all the nerd fans happy. It also means that she is now in the Elimination Chamber, and it's so nice to see her back this time around. Let's hope WWE realises what they do have. Get up. A bit of a quick tease between Dakota Kai and Bayley, as Dakota was like, oh, you can't trust me, and Bayley was like, I bet I can't. And I figured this out, Mr. Bells. You can't trust her.
Hoe kan hij zo vrij openstaan?
That ties into Cobra Kai.
Unbelievable.
Nowhere to Nick Aldis then walked down stage and went, hey, look who it is. It's Braun Breaker. This is a SmackDown contract. Braun just signed it. Just like that. Given that we have done this, I presume that he won't be going after Gunther's Continental Championship.
Penalty
Here's
goals.
what we have to do. Call up Baron Corbin, we know he can smash on the main roster, and do the Wolf Dogs on SmackDown. I'm sorry. It's one of the best random
Hij houdt hem tegen.
ever. I mean that, and I need more of it in my life. Either way, get ready for Breaker to fly. That dude totally had it. Well, just got boxed on it. For the Bloodline did come to the ring when Roman Reigns demanded to be acknowledged.
Okay.
As soon as we did, he went, you're all idiots. Made me laugh. He was basically worried he was going to ruin the night by being dumb as soon as The Rock turned up, because this is a very significant evening, because they're about to make history. Point being, The Rock is in the Bloodline. I don't know how we got here. As he said his name, Dwayne Johnson did come to the ring, Wrestling Rule 14.08. Everyone had been going, oh my gosh, we're going to get Hollywood Rock. Actually, it was far better than this, because he came out in the best, worst waistcoat you've ever seen. So we're actually getting Bad Guy Rock from 1998, and in terms of nostalgia, plug me in. So I don't even care how we got here, it's totally the right way, and even with the story, fans still went, oh my god, it's The Rock. So Roman was right. And just seeing the People's Champ lay into everyone, this is what it's all about. I mean, say whatever you want about that character, but in this kind of environment, it just makes all the sense in the world. 2 + 2 = 4. I mean, they even told us that we could record for the biggest pieces of trailer park trash walking in one area, and that we're inbred and we have 50 wives. Now look, I know it's the same old shtick, but he says it with such venom it makes me chuckle. He also called somebody in the crowd fatty and said they had herpes in their face. What a wonderfully stupid thing to say. He then went really in on everybody too, because he said, look what you had, the biggest WrestleMania main event in history, The Rock versus Roman Reigns, and what did you do? You flushed it down the toilet, the same toilet you sat on when you tweeted, we want Cody, man, white, bitch. Once again I was laughing. I mean, I do want Cody, funny is funny. Rock then also wanted to know what Cody Rhodes' story even was, because let's go back to 2023. He tried to beat Roman Reigns, and he lost. Some people are now so upset, because they're like, oh man, The Rock ignored the fact that Cody won the Royal Rumble, but I think that's the point. He's an arrogant heel, and again, ever since the late 90s when he would play this role, he would use illogic, that's not a word, but he would use non-logic to make his point, to get you upset, That's the whole idea. He then compared it to the Super Bowl because the 49ers didn't come out and say, we want to finish our story, but he's got the ultimate bomb. He's like, hey, you know what it's like? When Michael Jordan crushed the Utah Jazz's dream. There you go. The Rock then called a sport entitled Crybaby Bitches, which I for one am very proud to being, when he said to Cody, I'm going to make sure you walk out of WrestleMania a loser. Now the big twist here is when he was doing this, he was pointing at everyone, and when he said loser, do you know where the finger went? In the direction of Roman Reigns. I'm going to make my prediction right now. I think we have a spy in the bloodline. By the end of WrestleMania 40, gonna have a lovely ending. The best line was so obvious, yet I didn't see it coming, so The Rock did the whole, if you smell. He didn't say what The Rock was cooking, he said what the Bloodline was cooking, and for some reason that hit like crack. Admittedly, it did feel like The Rock had gone a little bit too long, because the show just ended, but I don't care about that. I'm just gonna repeat the same thing over and over again. Fun is fun, and this is fun especially, because the last thing we saw of SmackDown was The Rock doing We Are the Ones point, just like a full circle thing. Because what was he doing in the late 90s? That's right, Nation of Domination. So is this the best way to ride out your career? I do think he'll turn face at WrestleMania 40 and beat out Roman Reigns. This is just an absolute joy, and I had a good time. And that's why I watch professional wrestling. This is getting doing in the late 90s? That's right, Nation of Domination. So is this the best way to ride out your career? I do think he'll turn face at WrestleMania 40 and beat out Roman Reigns. This is just an absolute joy, and I had a good time. And that's why I watch professional wrestling. This is getting doing We Are the Ones point, just like a full circle thing. What was he doing in the late 90s? That's right, Nation of Domination. So is this the best way to ride out your career? I do think he'll turn face at WrestleMania 40 and beat out Roman Reigns. This is just an absolute joy, and I had a good time. And that's why I watch professional wrestling. This is getting up. Probably go and check it out too. And yes, I know it's got more plot holes than a UK motorway, but once again, because what was he doing in the late 90s? That's right, Nation of Domination. So is this the best way to ride out your career? I do think he'll turn face at WrestleMania 40 and beat out Roman Reigns. But this is just an absolute joy, and I had a good time. And that's why I watch professional wrestling. This is getting him up. Probably go and check it out too. And yes, I know it's got more plot holes than a UK motorway, but once again, I'm just enjoying the ride, which everyone keeps telling me to do. And in terms of SmackDown overall, it's getting that damn up. Now, please do leave a comment and let me know how wrong I am, because this does happen to be the way a lot, so you may as well tell me. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Click the video on the screen, which is ups and downs for AEW Dynamite, to enjoy my entire week of wrestling madness. Otherwise, have a great weekend, my friends. See you soon.
What gives you the right? Are you taking illegal substances again, Jeff? Huh?
I come from a quiet family. Some of us are crazy as the Wyatt family. Well, let me not speak for the entire family.
Vicky, you're being ridiculous with all that.
You don't talk to her like that.
She's my wife.
Oh yeah? Well, she's my mother, so you treat her with respect.
Don't worry, Dee. When you're gone, I'll make sure to take care of your wife for you.
You see, Kurt, that's your problem.
Shut your mouth!
In case you missed it, Kurt, all of these people are saying that you suck.
Actually, I think they're referring to Lita.
Wherever it may be, wrestling in front of dozens of people, you were in the WWE, getting suspended for failing drug tests. How many times have you been in the main?
Ik ga toch naar rechts, man.
Have you been world champion? Zero. That's it. Cut his mic. You don't have your best friend Terry Gordy. Where is Terry? Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right, Michael. Terry Gordy's dead.
Bitch, the only reason that you got this show is because you're banging Matt Hardy's ex-girlfriend. Now let's...
Everybody still thinks that you're a jackass. Let me remind you who you're talking to, show. This is not Floyd Mayweather. This is Chris Jericho. Y2J.
With that fancy haircut you got, you look like you're out for a night of singing karaoke to Justin Timberlake. Then again, I've heard you sing. Probably not a good idea.
And the old expression, be careful what you wish for, you just might
Schiet
get
er wel in!
You think that's what I want? A match? Let me explain this to you very slowly so you can understand, because you are a stupid son of a
You get special privileges just because you're married to a pitiful excuse of a general manager. I'm just here to challenge you for that.
What gives you the right? Are you taking illegal substances again, Jeff?
I breathe in someone's direction and I intimidate them.
You breathe at someone and they're intimidated. The reason is because your breath smells like Shaquille O'Neal's jockstrap.
Let me tell you the truth. I never liked you. You and Hitman Hart, you're just a propaganda tool designed to make all these people feel good.
Big Show, don't come through them ropes unless you want to get hit in the mouth again. Especially in front of your wife and kids.
Wow, congrats, Maurice. You got bigger balls than your husband.
Hell in a Cell match with Edge.
Don't believe me? You can just ask the guys that I've been in the cell with. Oh, that's right. Two out of three of them aren't here anymore.
But for that reason, you know.
You were hired to take care of Vicky Guerrero. Wow, Edge, I really didn't think you were that much of a slouch in the bedroom.
We just think you are a big jackass.
Oh, easy to figure out.
If you idiots say what again?
The big dog let his bitches off the leash, so...
I don't care how you say your name. I'm about to wipe this mat with the ring general and then make you my bitch.
Maybe it's time to take a back seat to a no-talent.
Bitches off the leash, so...
I don't care how you say your name. I'm about to wipe this mat with the ring general and then make you my bitch.
I'm gonna make you my bitch.
To a no-talent like you.
Brock Lesnar thinks the roster is unworthy, especially given the fact that you're never here.
Because guys like you would not have made it in my world. And a knockoff diamond cutter. And I sure as hell don't want someone like you kissing my ass.
Take orders from you, not take any orders from these Brooklyn scumbags.
You want to walk with Elias, but I have to break it to you, Trish. I don't date women in their 60s. We don't hide behind a woman. A poor excuse for a woman, by the way. Contract signed and you have no... Shut up, Michael Cole! Slap your teeth down your throat! I know what you've been through. I get it, man. But this ain't no pity party. Oh, and Jeff Hart!
Y'all look just like your mugshots. How was it getting arrested?
Oh, Orlando, shut your mouth!
I could try and persuade your boss, your wife, because she does wear the pants in the family. Let's face it, if Edge wants to go to the bathroom, he's got to raise his hand.
I was getting ready to come out here and have a toast, but I think we can all agree maybe having a bottle of champagne around you isn't the best idea.
5 years on Monday Night Raw!
Shut your damn mouth!
Gooi je bomama met die pases waar, ik zweer het je. Dit bedoel ik.
There's somebody so condescending to the champ to get out of my ring.
My tag team division is full.
Paas die kon je bomama dan.
TNA is higher. There is only one person in this ring that is known worldwide for getting down on their knees. The Orton, a legend. Come try me.
You are a legend?
I got boots older than you.
You couldn't even get the job done with the lead pipe and your stupid kid helping you out.
As far as I'm concerned, the only thing I see is a little bulldog sitting in my yard.
Or whether it was that phony power of positivity.
Are you gonna bring that Finn Balor to Money in the Bank? Are you gonna bring the guy who's been walking around for the past 7 years acting like a little bitch?
Schiet dan aan, man.
Money in the Bank contract winner.
Scheids.
That two-time loser.
You want Seth Rollins money or Tribal Chief money? You can't be running around here for 2 years in your wife's clothes and say you're the guy.
Fucker.
Do workhorses walk like this?
Motherfucker. Lucky go.
I work like 10 times less than you, and I still make 10 times more than you. I should have been fired multiple times, but I wasn't fired. You were fired because I am more valuable to this company than you ever were. Damn it, screaming at ringside.
Yeah, we know what this can do. It's obvious that you left your hat in the ring, but it's clear to everybody here that you left your balls at home.
Drew McIntyre is going to be just another that tried.
Honestly, fighting you would be like fighting my own dad, mate.
Good luck, pal.
Hey, Jeff, last call or something? Right there, that's pretty good. Hey, you just keep stepping. This never was Monday Night Rollins anyway.
You don't see Becky Lynch walking around here holding a pair of testicles, do you?
But if I did, there'd be a whole lot bigger than yours.
MVP, you are the definition of the common criminal. Kofi Kingston, you should be in jail.
I didn't have the famous dad. My father was blue collar. My father was just a regular guy. He was an electrician. I'm more of the American dream than you are. What's that in the distance? Bigger superstar that hasn't been around in a very long time, coming to take it all away from you.
Talking about how you own this show? Between that comment and those clothes you're wearing, what have you been smoking? Look at all the times we've been together. Look at Eddie, man.
Eddie's dead. Hey, do me a favor. Why don't you act like this is an AA meeting and you shut your mouth while I'm sharing with the crew? The big dog let his bitches off the leash, so wait for that call.
The big dog let the bitches on the leash, so I go, come on, Alaba, 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 come on, Alaba.
Because this ride, Dave, is over. You cannot beat me. What do you have to say about that?
Bijna kruising.
You're standing in the ring with a barbaric, disgusting, 400-pound beast. And, of course, you brought the Big Show out, too.
The only television show you will ever be appearing on again is Total Divas.
Let's just leave my wife out of this, all right?
I don't think you'd have any of this if you didn't marry the boss's daughter.
Niks buitenspel. Nee, toch.
I'm a Grand Slam Women's Champion, Becky. You don't know what that's like, do you? A WrestleMania main eventer, you don't know what that's like, do you, Bailey? That's like, do you, Bailey?
Why don't you tell me something? Why don't you tell me what it's like being married to a man who doesn't have a cent? You're telling me that you married that chick and now you became one of them? Okay, you can make a name for yourself, man. Have you ever been tag team champion? Have you ever been intercontinental champion? Are you talking to me? Damn right. And I wanted to be the first one to get my hands on that world title.
You realize that this is made out of gold, not chocolate, right?
Later on tonight, I will not let my client fight you! Uh-oh! Who in the hell are you? I'm Ric Flair, 50% owner of this company, and I'm telling you that. When the real owner, he gives me the word, I'm gonna bust your ass.
So why don't you get in line? Back there.
Bitch, what line?
Maybe, I don't know. My dad's stubborn.
Bitch, what line?
Well, he's not your father. And quite frankly, he was a hell of a lot better.
I can do things in this ring that nobody else can do. Well, can you take that title and shove it up your ass? No! But
but I can take this piss and create more hits than the last Fozzy album.
Have you heard Fozzie's new single? It's called Shelton Benjamin is the little bitch.
He showed up for work once.
And he showed up to work in his white shoes. If you don't fix it, we will. Have a family again.
Motherfucker. Talk about my family again, you motherfucker.
Who took a sacred vow of marriage to the biggest slut in the Western Hemisphere?
Last week like that, you could have disqualified me from that match. Now I got a problem with that.
You might not appreciate that pedigree last week, but a lot of them did.
When I heard that the most dominant player in NBA history was guest hosting Raw, I automatically assumed it was Kobe Bryant.
What happened with Michael Jackson today? It's nothing compared to what I got away with when I was making out with your wife behind your back.
Y'all look just like your mugshots. How was it getting
Tuurlijk, come on, Vinny, my boy. Oh, fuck. I missed him. I missed him.
Belongs to me. Something you will never be. I was winning championships back when you were getting drunk at frat parties. For Heyman tell you what to do and prove to the world that you are Brock Lesnar, the bitch.
You won't have one arm tied behind your back. You will have both of your legs shackled together, all right?
You're the one that needs your legs tied together.
Hey man, watch the arm. I'm only 95%. I can't afford a setback. But you're 100% asshole.
Asshole. You 100% asshole.
Knocked down with the door to John Cena's bedroom.
I want my damn dog.
Lucy loves me.
Why would you want the dog in the first place? Isn't one bitch in the house enough?
Let's talk about your kids. I don't give a shit. Kids.
I don't give a shit about your kids.
I know, as the rest of the Heart Foundation knows, you're nothing but a homo, and that guy there in the green shirt is nothing but a homo. Even a 747 looks small when you're flying it into the Grand Canyon.
Come up, man.
WFT. So? That's not how you spell soft. Maybe we should talk about your obsession with Dean Ambrose. After all, you're the one sleeping with him.
Hey, Jeff, up here. You can choose to have 14 of these and wake up in jail. That is if you're fortunate enough to wake up at all. Cheers.
I'm this generation's Eddie Guerrero. You're the generation of James Ellsworth.
Come up, man. Bij die boy. Bij die koeien zwaar. Bij die koeien, man.
Permission from your father-in-law first. China was going to steal my belt and sell it so that she could buy even more plastic surgery. Oh my God!
No. What's this?
Yeah, it looks cool. You don't even return my calls, and then you show up here with your bosom beauty and this freaking overgrown kid.
I got chunks bigger than you and my bowel movement.
Oh! And if you think that
Whoa, I wasn't done. Nobody wants to hear any more of you.
You see, Kevin, the brass knuckles, that was a setup.
I don't need brass knucks to beat your dumb ass.
Upgrade to a real man. I'm available. Like champagne with little bubbles? Right? You like bubbles? Well, bubble your own ass out of here.
You make people scream. I make people tap. You may be the phenom. I don't plan on resting in peace. I plan on breaking your ankle in pieces.
Wow. Speaking of lips, on to you, China. He wants you to get down on your knees. And when you do that, The Rock will come in, look at you, take his boot, kick your teeth so far down your throat, you'll stick a toothbrush straight up your ass to brush him.
World's strongest man, huh? What was that for? Weightlifting? Or body odor?
Shane McMahon, this WCW title is just like your sister. Everybody gets a turn.
The only thing uglier than the beating up of your bitch at Night of Champions is the woman he's married. I don't hurt women. I make them feel good. Booker,
want to have sex with your wife.
You are no more than a suit-wearing, bug-eyed, cockamamie punk ass!
Speaking of hairy prostitutes, how you doing there?
Look at that, you gained a couple. Good job. Stepping stone? Don't get hot. I ain't talking about your little stepping stones down there.
Pak die konje bij mama balzwak.
Do this here and now.
Stand in this ring and go face to face with Seth Rollins, baby. Logan, one more thing. Bye-bye, bitch.
Theory, I've been competing in Royal Rumble matches since before you hit puberty. Doesn't that just mean you're old?
Oh yeah! All those accomplishments, man, people might start calling you the Seth Rollins of the 80s, right? You don't belong in this ring, and you can take your ass out of it, huh?
He shot himself in the temple after listening to these pinheads. Still upset because I smacked around your Canadian hero, Bret Hart. You do what he did and learn to live with it.
But China, I'm sure you're proud of yourself, aren't you?
The only thing that I'm going to be really proud of is shoving your Olympic medals down your throat.
Okay, wait a minute.
And I know, Michael, I've never officially passed the torch. You're gonna be my bitch.
Oh my God.
You didn't pass the torch to me. I took it from you.
I mean, don't you guys want to do something memorable in this arena? I mean, besides losing the playoffs?
You had an opportunity for payback. And what'd you do, Miz? You screwed it up. No wonder why your father thinks you're worthless. Oh, and Miz has heard it out that you are the dumbest son of a bitch I have ever met in my life. Get your ass out of here.
Get your ass out of here.
You're just gonna have to wait. Wait? Death waits for no one.
The WWF champion.
How many
In the near future.
Matter of fact, you get on out of here, you keep running your lip if you want to. I'm gonna knock that tan off you till you're black and blue. Believe that.
Believe that, motherfucker.
Your nails done and traded in those piss-soaked boots for red bottoms, you still wouldn't be half the woman that I am.
You're just not as good as us.
And suck my cocky.
You're not as good as the Usos either. I retired Kurt Angle, and I'm the last man to pin Roman Reigns.
I got more shower time than you've got ring time. Decide to interrupt me again, it will be your last time, and that is a promise.
Put that attitude and twin thing to the test, because I maybe hit you so hard that your brother's gonna feel it.
Become everything that you hate because all you give a damn about is fortune and fame. Just like your wife.
Listen, had enough. Sick of hearing you guys go from world-class athletes to world-class whining little
Bitches, yeah.
I'm not just gonna beat
Mother.
you, I'm gonna kill you this Saturday. Quite a nice singing voice. Do you sing your kids to sleep at night like that? You're not allowed to see your kids anymore, are you?
You earned that. You deserve to be world champion. Congratulations. Want to come out and say hello to my good friend, Vicky Guerrero? I'm just kidding. I can't stand you. Why don't you roll your ass back to SmackDown and don't ever come back?
Ga door je heen, Joe Lusu.
He's out here telling you and the world what it takes to be a man. And he's doing it while wearing those pants.
Remember the last time you main evented WrestleMania? Oh wait, you haven't, but your wife Becky has.
In this square circle, I'm making it.
Yes! Move, buckwheat. Do you think you have one more run?
Think Austin's ever made.
See.
I can't give you a shot at the WWE World Heavyweight Championship tonight. Even if I did, you'd probably choke in it anyway.
You're lucky because I'm not in your family, because if I was, I would have already beat your ass to a bloody pulp.
The man who said that quote, Lance Armstrong, he was full of crap, and so are you. Legend. Killer. I'm 7'2", I'm 500 pounds.
Largest athlete in the world today.
Yeah. Hey, you get a few pros into your wife.
You want to run Raw just by yourself, or is what you're really saying and that you're going to sleep with yet another WWE superstar and maybe get a new husband?
So that puts me beyond hunger. Hell, I'm starving.
But you don't look hungry to me. In fact, you look full of crap.
When are you going to step out behind this woman and be a man and face Jack Swagger and Battle Rap?
I'm sitting here holding up 3 fingers. John, the middle one is for you.
What a fair man!
Paybacks and your wife have a lot in common. They're both a bitch.
How does it feel to be married to someone who wears more makeup than you?
I can promise you I'll never say anything about your father on this show again. I'm giving you my word. However, your sister,
maybe some people don't know their role. Try to assert their authority when they don't really have any. Roman Reigns in the main event against Cody.
Come on, man.
Maybe they won't like that decision. It doesn't
Fluiten.
matter if you don't like that decision. I would still be a phony A-lister that can't fight.
They're just a backstabbing bastards. You should be welcome every opportunity to fight for that title, because I would.
Well, if you're so good at requested matches, when was your match at WrestleMania, Bobby? I've never said this out loud, but I wish Eddie was my real father. And you never existed!
Hey man, 6 out of 10, that's still 3 more points than any girl you've ever been with to talk about. In my last conversation with your dad, you, Cody, were his favorite son. But Roman Reigns was the son he always wanted.
You know what happens when you call yourself the best in the world? Everybody back there, including me, is thinking Shane McMahon can kiss my ass. Because
that's the best. I deserve better. Maybe you should go leave yourself back to catering. Oh, Miami, don't act like you get it all of a sudden, okay? This is the same city that worships a garbage musician like Pitbull. I made you a promise. Daddy was coming home. It looks like he's not, but I'll be your new daddy.
Where has he gone? That's posting selfies, getting on Twitter, and writing this and that. I don't want that. I want the Undertaker from yesteryear.
He can't fire me. He will buy that pissant company just to fire you again.
I'm the most dominant SmackDown Women's Champion in history. The second you started talking, I stopped listening.
For 20 years, you have been ducking and running from me. I would have already beaten you, and we wouldn't be here right now. With all due respect. Hey, Paulie! Knock, knock. Who's there? Bobby. Bobby who? Exactly. When you're a Brock Lesnar wannabe. If I wanted to main event the Royal Rumble with a megastar, I would have chose your wife. Brock Lesnar comes to town, and all the cockroaches show up.
Shut up!
You see, Mommy, tonight I'm gonna be the only one of us whipping little Dom Dom's ass.
And rest due, you son of a bitch.
You leached off of the names of your men.
Feel like I'm watching one of my movies, because this whole damn thing sucks.
It's kind of like the Stanley Cup. They'll never see it in their lifetime.
Kind of like you winning a WWE championship. Blah, blah, blah. I get it. I know how it works. Oh, little hobbits.
Your family taught you to talk about my family.
Jade.
Corey, you are the future of the NXT Women's Division. It's you, but the future is bleak.
Edge is gone. Not coming back because he was a bad leader. But you're a bad fighter. And then reality hits. Austin Theory, I apologize that you're a punk bitch.
Maybe it's not bad luck that Don has.
Maybe it's my father.
What I'm about to do is wrong too.
So!
Did John Cena write that promo for you, huh? Are you gonna say the same stuff?
Stand in this ring and go face to face with Seth Rollins, baby. Logan, one more thing. Bye-bye, bitch.
Theory, I've been competing in Royal Rumble matches since before you hit puberty. Doesn't that just mean you're old? You even have a worse prison tattoo than mine. Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. Rey Mysterio, not the perfect father. Matter of fact, I know he's made some terrible mistakes, and I know that because I'm looking at one. When it comes to the day was, Jesus, I am the tribal chief.
Sammy, I'll see you whenever you manage to dig your balls out of Roman's pocket.
Is that what you want?
You want to get spanked again? Like when I spanked you when you were 3 years old?
You know, if Mommy was here, that would have been different.
I'm back. Did you guys miss me or what? You said I was a coward. You said I hid behind the authority every chance I got. These tweets and these comments get well soon. We miss you, Seth. You know what I did with all that crap? I put it in a garbage can and I lit it on fire.
I'm not a SmackDown this week. I am, in fact,
Don't go home. Tell me there are no photographs, man. I know it gets lonely in Scotland, but there are only so many sheep to go around, Drew. Please tell me there's photographs.
If Triple H asked you to jump off a bridge, would you? Because I think that would be good for business. First, you have to check with the board of directors to make sure it's okay. And by board of directors, I mean your wife. I do understand, considering that neither yourself nor Pac-Man have any testicles whatsoever. I'll kick you in the nuts and you'll smile at me and like it and show me some respect.
Welcome to the big time, bitch! Woof woof! When the only Hall of Fame you deserve to be in is the Deadbeat Dad Hall of Fame. I should have been Eddie's son.
What are you doing? Yeah, that's right, Bobby. Listen to your daddy.
You're not good enough to be champion again. You're not even good enough for your husband, Seth freaking Rollins.
Yeah, that's right. Cheer for him because he ain't here. He's a part-time. All that's gonna happen is I'm gonna beat you too and add your ass to the collection.
The only thing you'll be collecting is your teeth.
He's an incredible family man. I've often asked if I could be adopted. Maybe I could replace Dominic. At 26 years old, I won that NXT Breakout Tournament and I cashed in successfully for a championship. At 26 years old, you was getting cut from the Arizona Cardinals. Let's talk about it. Man, I had to put a new roof up because hit y'all so many times? Because I've only been thinking of one thing. The wrong Uso quit.
You are the United States. You still work here?
I mean, honestly, why are you out here cracking jokes? If I want to laugh, all I need to do is watch you wrestle.
I'm gonna make you wish you got your walking papers.
Apollo, next week we can find out. Well, I assure you, you will lose to Giovanni Vinci. But hey, that gives you 7 days to come up with a good excuse to tell your children.
So let's take a look at the competitors who are going to compete in this year's Women's Royal Rumble match. To main event.
Well, I know I've done this.
Nothing that this man hasn't done in this business except beat me.
There are some similarities, yes. We're both gifted in-ring performers. Well, I still am. This is why no one likes coming to New York.
Your son will call Brock Lesnar Daddy!
Cheered for you, wanted to be hugged by you, idolized you. A champion that doesn't talk. Who are you, Brock Lesnar?
Promise me that Friday before you step into that ring that you retrieve your balls from Stephanie's purse.
Chuck, please.
And let me give you a little hint. To be over, you need more than just a hand sign that's not even yours.
I want to find out, Dom, if you are half the man that your father is. Or if you're just mommy's little boy.
I want to talk about Logan Paul. He called you a clown, and now you have the boots to match it. I'll take care of business tomorrow.
Except one thing. If y'all keep wetting, I'm gonna smash all of y'all like I would smash Steve Austin.
So if Roman's not here, who's gonna protect you, Paul?
Damn it, it's running out of the arena. Your daddies, your uncles, your cousins, I love them all, but you two are assholes. But I'm gonna tell you, this is my show, my ring. You must have forgotten who I am.
I want you to start looking around. Your daddy's not here anymore. If he keeps messing up, the tribal chief is gonna be his daddy.
Big Kane.
Misses. En dan natuurlijk dat ik over 2 weken
You're a lot taller than Ray. Are you sure you're not Eddie's son? The WWE Universe forgot about you during your hiatus. Don't go to Twitter and complain.
Watch your mouth, Brooklyn. I'll come out there, smack your faces, you understand me?
You're just not as good as us. You're not as good as the Usos either.
And what would happen every time you would get into trouble? The Mysterio name would bail you out. Scared little man.
And we all know you don't have it here. You really need to work on that last bit.
I retired Kurt Angle, and I'm the last man to pin Roman Reigns.
Tiny balls.
They are not tiny, they are massive. Verified by my wife.
Well, it must be nice to know that Maurice didn't get around much before you.
ECW is dead, and I wish the same for Sami Zayn.
You don't believe you. You're a pair of trunks away from being a jabroni.
I'm not going anywhere, just like that bald spot on your head ain't going anywhere.
Much rather be bald than have them pipe in fake crowd noise to my matches because nobody cares.
You even hold the record for longest reigning tag team champions of all time. You only had to put in 50% of the work for it.
Well, I guess you about to get 100% of this work then, Gunther.
Step out of the shit. The record for longest reigning tag team champions of all time. You only had to put in 50% of the work for it.
Well, I guess you about to get 100% of this work then, Gunther.
Step out of the shadow of your family and achieve something for yourself. I'm gonna beat you worse than your own family ever did. Ooze!
I see you for what you really are, and that's a sad excuse for a father. No. Excuse for a man.
Matter of fact, you get on out of here, you keep running your lip if you want to, I'm gonna knock that tan off you till you're black and blue. Believe that.
You ever won that one? Competed for one of these? I know he's not here anymore. If there's anything that he didn't teach you, I will.
Lacey, even if you got your hair done, your nails done, and traded in those piss-soaked boots for red bottoms, you still wouldn't be half the woman that I am.
You ran away from your entire family, and you ran away from me.
Tell me something, Train. How did that work out for you?
Rob.
Shut up! You lost to a 170-pound human being. You better have one hell of an excuse, or else. I'm sorry.
Are we live right now? Excuse me, thank you. Brock Lesnar gets to do whatever Brock Lesnar wants to do.
Don't look at the people's package. Hell, you too don't look, but it's cool, man. It's all good. I like your show. Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. It's all good. How you doing, Molly? Good to see you. Okay. Yeah, nice hair. Damn! Miami Pie in the house. Yeah.
Matter what you think.
My name is Kane, and I am a Rudy Poo candy ass.
You are no more than a suit-wearing, bug-eyed, cockamamie punk ass!
I can grunt all he wants, and Dean Ambrose can get all twitchy and sputtery and blah, 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 blah.
Your WrestleMania track record is like this. Failure after failure. What about last year? You weren't even good enough to be on WrestleMania. NXT doesn't exist without Seth Rollins. There's no takeover. There is no women's evolution without Seth Rollins. I won the Universal Championship. I beat Brock Lesnar. I beat Triple H. Things in life that are certain. Death, taxes, and Seth Rollins beats Roman Reigns every single time.
I'm here to beat the boss! I understand that I can't F5 you, but for now, F you. Everybody assumed that Brock Lesnar was a Goldberg wannabe. Goldberg was never the youngest WWE champion in history. I think Goldberg is a Brock Lesnar wannabe. So I'm coming out there right now, and we will see who's next. I've got the slightest idea of who the hell you are. You're a fan?
I want the cerebral assassin. I don't want the new you. The new you sucks. I want the old you. When it comes to Mr. McMahon, he's a greedy, soulless bastard. Kane, I have your word. Well, that used to mean something, but now your word is nothing coming from a 7-foot-tall sellout suck-up.
You want this? Come on, lay the pipe bomb on me, big guy. Come on, go ahead. Interim General Manager of Raw.
Hold on a second. Hold it right about here so the people can actually hear you.
Maybe this company will be better after Vince McMahon's dead, but the fact is, it's gonna get taken over by his idiotic daughter and his doofus son-in-law and the rest of his stupid family.
I would, but I know where that hand's been.
Joe Lucy. Are you ready, Murphy? Are you ready? I don't have to deal with your stupid mistakes.
That guy right there called me a fake-ass champion. I am here in your city, sweating buckets out of fun. The fake-ass champion.
What's amazing is the fact that you are that entertaining when you still wear llama penises strapped to your head. I was born in this town! It doesn't matter where you were born!
Rock was winning big ones when you were down there in WCW on Monday Nitro, getting your monkey ass whooped by Juventud Guerrero.
Didn't invite Cena cause he totally sucks. I guess he didn't tell her that he's got a wife. Let's rock. You are still without a shadow of a doubt the biggest asshole walking God's green earth. You are a short-haired, 7 feet, 500-pound piece of steaming, stinking, grade A monkey crap.
Brock, are you the beast that everybody thinks you are, or are you just Paul Heyman's bitch?
Something tells me your answer's gonna be yes. I guess when it comes to horsemen, you were the one with all the guts.
The only thing scary about you two is the amount of TV time you get, which causes the people to pick up the remote and change the channel.
That's okay, a lot happened in 2002. That's the last time you were relevant.
You're dumber than you look. I got more wrestling ability in my pinky finger than you have in your whole entire damn butt.
Wait.
Shut your mouth. You low-life street dog punk. You said you didn't suck. Who sucks now, you little bastard? You hear me? 48 hours, I'm gonna whip your ass. When The Rock goes out to get something to eat tonight in San Diego, should The Rock sit at the bar? Should The Rock sit at the head of the table?
At the head of the table. The head of the table.
You learn what? How much of a jackass all three of you are? Is that what you learn?
You're fighting not to lose. You need to watch your mouth, rich boy. Let me take you back to WrestleMania 2 years ago. Your legacy died.
Ronda Rousey, I call you the single biggest bitch I've ever met.
Obviously, our sound guy is from New Jersey.
I tried to be nice to you, but you need to know your place, woman. Hey man, be honest with me. How's our old girl Wendy doing?
The very day that you were born, you've been your daddy's.
Brock Lesnar tonight versus Zach Gallen. I'm gonna break his stinking leg. That's what's gonna happen. His only leg.
I have 2 things to say. Number 1, since I'm the only man in the family.
I have a gift for you and AJ.
Please tell me your gift is you're retiring.
You're just like everybody else here. Why don't you suck up to them a little bit more, huh?
I wasn't paying attention. I apologize.
Yeah, you didn't pay attention in wrestling school either, jerk.
When I was here, I was a guy kicking your ass every single week on TV.
You know what? Stone Cold was right when he called you out on his podcast. You fell off. All you've been showing the WWE Universe is that you got no balls. Brock.
Nobody's talking about Maurice. Nobody's talking about your dad. No. Should we be talking about Mandy Rose? What I'm saying is, you might as well take your little bandana and go backstage before I kick your damn teeth down your throat.
Then who's got the balls to step into the ring with me? The next guy that knocks you out of your
I stay retired out of respect. Or is it fear?
WWE Universal Championship belt.
It's a title. A belt holds up your pants.
But those are lumped to be the very best wrestlers in all of WWE. Superstars.
Dat kon je wel.
Basically, I didn't understand one damn word you said. The Miz sucks. Am I lying? Ask me.
No, he doesn't. But your mom does.
Greensboro.
I'm gonna walk down to that ring, and the show is getting shut down until I get the apology that I deserve. I need to reintroduce your brain to your mouth because you're talking out your ass. We only got 2 words left for you, McMahon. Suck it! I'm gonna beat you down like the bitch you are. Cena's still not coming out. Where are you, Cena, huh?
Walking around there trying to find your next movie script.
I mailed it to The Rock. He ran out of toilet paper.
Motherfucker.
Walk in here, do what I want, smack somebody across the face, back on the jet.
That brings me to you, punk. Look at me when I'm talking to you, boy.
Listen to me, you big overgrown son of a bitch.
You wanted to be hugged by you, idolized you. A champion that doesn't talk. Who are you, Brock Lesnar?
I got news for you, Grandpa. The reality is, you are a joke. I drag us all back down to reality.
Reality is I kicked your last night. That's the reality.
Sooner than later, I'm putting your to sleep. What I do to you in this very ring will most definitely be criminal.
Oh no, he's talking serious. It's not bad.
So, Mr. Orton, you will be reprimanded.
Why don't you come down here and reprimand me to my face?
You know, Brock's a bigger star than you. Brock Lesnar had the career that you wished you would have had. Beating you next week is going to be a lot easier for me than it was the first time.
Ja.
Really, the next
Wat?
big thing or the next big bitch?
Nee, straks.
You want to take
Straks.
my wig off my head? Let me see.
Ja, je hoort me toch?
Someone just got pumped. Hello, Rock. Your 45 catchphrases. Your father, your grandfather. Roll them up into a ball and stick it straight up your candy ass.
Well, maybe if you would have had that Socratarian wisdom the night Stephanie was conceived, the world we live in would be a much less slutty place.
Just don't get all rated R like your boy Xavier Woods.
So you can either be a man, come on in here and read it to my face, or you can sit in your little glass box looking like a drunk hobbit jackbag. She's like the little flower. I'd have to say that little Steffi baby lost her flower a long time ago.
Hey, you can't me to be disrespectful. You don't like it when I just grab things out of your hand, do you? Let me tell you what you're going to do about it. Absolutely nothing. You had the look, but oh boy, did you ever suck. You have become the New York Yankees. Number one thing being, I want you to bring back the WWE ice cream bars. And one last thing, the main event of WrestleMania being John Cena against your buddy Dwayne. That's The Rock for nobody who watches bad Disney movies.
And The Rock can look in your eyes. You're an asshole. Who in the blue hell are you? I'm the WCW champion, sucker. WCW champion, sucker. Now, you went on a date with Mark Henry, enough said. Going one-on-one with The Rock makes your monkey ass famous. Breathing example of a guy who looks like Tarzan and wrestles like Jane. Oh! Well, just like The Rock left his heart in San Francisco, have clearly left your in Stamford, Connecticut. How was your movie, by the way?
Oh, mine went straight to DVD, just like yours. You gonna punch me in the face, or do you gotta go ask your wife permission first?
exactly when did you become the big red ass kisser? How many times did you say, well, you know, I just don't think he has what it takes while you're lying in bed with your wife? What the hell is that? Attention, please. It seems that we have a lost child at ringside. You know what happens to weird-looking guys? You just been the last!
Nobody likes you, and you're not funny. If you were one of the Rock's movies, you would probably be Baywatch. You are the day one douchebag.
An ass clown then, and you're an ass clown now. An Armageddon against Randy Orton. Good luck with that, really. I wish you the best. Good luck with that really bad bowl cut and that pot belly of yours, Eric. That's what these jackasses want you to do. Punch me in the face, you son of a bitch.
The only thing bigger than your ego is that jackass right there.
Well, I'll tell you what. You know, in all my years here, I don't think I've ever seen quite so many assholes gathered in one place.
I have some confidence issues. My dad made his living being Rowdy Roddy Piper's personal bitch.
When I get my title back, you'll be my bitch. The only reason you were WWE champion for a year is
because Triple H doesn't want to work Tuesday.
Guess he's got nothing to lose. I came to apologize to all of the bargain basement sluts. That is Stephanie McMahon.
We ain't brothers, bitch. You gotta be kidding me. You think you deserve a shot at this? You don't deserve buddy.
Sean! You wanna fight? You son of a bitch!
Speaking of focusing on the wrong things, how is your wife? You are nothing but a broken down has-been.
I had much rather be a broken down has-been than a giant that never was. He's the first superstar to cash in his money in the bank contract and lose. He's a loser like everybody in Philadelphia, and he's a loser like you. Unfortunately for myself, I happen to be here in New Jersey. You used to do this. I got 2 words for you. Jersey sucks. Well, I'm glad we can be honest. Is it smug, overrated, and kind of like looking in the mirror, isn't it, Hunter? Yeah.
Say goodbye to them while you still can.
We've been waiting for you to talk for over a year, and that's all you bring to the table? H-O-N-E-R. Well, I guess Stephanie is half of that, because
I brought you on this show tonight to show all of the superstars in the back, because if they're not careful, they're gonna end up like you. A pathetic disgrace.
Look, you ain't gotta be a prick, alright? You think if he doesn't accept my challenge for WrestleMania, it's gonna be you and me. We done this dance twice, and if I remember correctly, you lost.
Is this a case of the pot calling the kettle black? Didn't you lose to him 3 times? Well, maybe if you would have had that Socraterian wisdom the night Stephanie was conceived, the world we live in would be a much less slutty place.
Hey, wait a minute! Everybody still thinks that you're a jackass. I don't feather my hair like Farrah Fawcett, and I don't wear girl sunglasses. You're gonna wanna sue me, because I'm gonna be in jail. You wanna guess what I'm gonna be in jail for? Animal cruelty. So I'm gonna beat you like a bitch. Sir, you paid your ticket. You wanna boo, that's fine. Dare you just step in between these ropes, and you'll never boo again. I dare you, fatso! You don't wear the pants in the family, but you do wear her panties, don't you?
So mommy is gonna learn what it's like to be a bottom. Because that's what happens when the man comes around.
Samoa Joe. There it is for Revolution, Strickland, Hangman, Joe. It's going to be great. Sunday, March 3rd, live on pay-per-view. Samoa Joe, Swerve Strickland, Hangman Adam Page. Joe, and I stand here proudly, your AEW World Champion. But you see, tonight I come here with the spirit of apology. You see, when I became champion, I reenacted a ranking system to ensure that only the very best victims were served up in front of me for me to destroy and continue my championship reign. And everything was going so well until last week when Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland came out here, battled tooth and nail for 30 minutes to a draw. Now somehow, some way, I thought our championship committee, they kicked them to the back of the line, but no. You see, they took a page out of the Texas playbook and they made my match bigger and dumber. You see, we reward mediocrity around here, and instead of telling these pretenders they don't belong in a ring with me, no, now at Revolution, I find myself in a three-way match. Obviously, a crime has been committed against me, and now there must be repercussions. So I guarantee you this, you send your two bright stars into the ring with me, and I guarantee I am hurting one, if not both of them. They may walk in, but I guarantee they will both limp out.
Woo. Samoa Joe's hot, man.
Because I am Samoa Joe. I stand here, the AEW World Champion, and there is nothing anyone can do about that. One of the two men that will challenge Samoa Joe to the AEW World Championship at Revolution.
You know what? I get Samoa Joe's anger here. I understand it, but I think it's for the best after what we have seen that transpired over the last few weeks. The three-way match I'm talking about.
Taz, think back to the end of last year, the Continental Classic. Swerve Strickland, he was as hot as anybody. Unfortunately, the three-way match to move on to the semifinals, Swerve Strickland was taken out of the equation.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And Swerve, you can see his demeanor and his scalp when he walked down here. I actually walked down here with that
semifinals, Swerve Strickland was taken out of the equation.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And Swerve, you can see his demeanor and scalp when he walked down here. I actually walked down here with that. And Swerve, you can see his demeanor and scalp when he walked down here. I actually walked down here with that microphone in hand. He got something on his mind. He don't fear Samoa Joe. I promise you that.
Personal, right? But as we inch closer and closer to Revolution, and the more that you run your mouth, I can't help but get the feeling it's becoming personal. Joe, when you won the AEW title, you said that. Championship protocol, you show up with your reputation,
and you show up with your resume. Yeah. You also said that hunger is what defines the greats. Well, if you look at me, I'm on my way to becoming one of the greatest of all time.
So, mission D by the coin.
No one out hustles me. No one outworks me. And no one outfinds me. So you need to check my resume, and while you at it, you should proceed to put some respect on it as well. 15 years, Joe, I've been grinding up and down this industry, all in the hopes of the potential one day somebody looks at Swerve and they say, you know what, man, one day maybe Swerve, you might go down as one of the best in the world currently. Maybe one day. And after this year, I've proven exactly that. Today is that day. I've gone toe-to-toe with former world champions, and I've gone toe-to-toe with some of the best legends that AEW has to offer. And the same thing, the same result, every time I'm the one left standing. And these people walk away only one thing on their mind, and it's a phrase of, whose house? In that revolution, nothing changes. Except for one difference, is the fact that I will be holding that above my head. Hold on! Okay, hey, first I want to set the record straight about something last week, okay? After last week's match, I wasn't mad. Okay, I wasn't mad. So when you write your weekly Dynamite reports, don't say that I was mad, but I think that everybody knows that last week was horseshit. Because I signed a contract for a match to determine the #1 contender to the World Championship. And the winner of that match became the #1 contender. And he couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. He had 30 minutes and he couldn't do it. So if this were up to me, Joe, if this were up to me at Revolution, the match would be between two men who value and respect that championship and everything that it stands for. But unfortunately, I don't make the matches, and Swerve, it looks like you have been added to this match. So I need to say something to you. I need you to look me in the eyes. I need you to hear it. After everything that you have done to me, you don't deserve 1 second of my time. You don't deserve for me to give you 5 more minutes because you couldn't get the job done. And you Swerve, you do not deserve to be in this championship match.
Hey, whoa, no, y'all can back up. Knock off your little charade here. Hey, listen, this walking domestic dispute, it ends tonight. I know what this is about. You think you're going to beat your man over there and skip over me? Not going to happen. You think you're going to beat him and not pin me in that ring, take my championship? Not going to happen. As far as you both concerned, I'm Samoa Joe, and come Revolution, I'm whipping both your asses.
An emphatic statement from our AEW World Champion, Samoa Joe.
Joe, Hangman Adam Page, Swerve Strickland, all 3 men make a very compelling case to himself, and we will settle it in the ring on March 3rd from the AEW with premier wedding from timeless Tony Storm.
Someone said Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens, that'd be interesting, right? Can I tag with Kevin Owens? Maybe I can fight Kevin Owens. Let's pump the brakes on that one just for a second. Kevin's a little bit prickly, and I mean to say is that him and I are probably too much alike. And I don't know who would feel comfortable working with somebody who randomly just punches people in the face backstage. I mean, it's 2023, ladies and gentlemen. You just can't be doing stuff like that. That's insane. Everybody's happy to see CM Punk, even JBL. With open arms. Except for that one guy. There's always that one bad apple that spoils the bunch, am I right? But I'm not going to put any stock in anything he has to say, and it's not because of his whiny voice. It's because he's not even the man in his own household. John Cena! Thank you. Thank you for getting me reinstated to a job that I didn't even really want in the first place. Thank you for giving me everything that I've ever wanted. See, not only in Money in the Bank am I going to beat you for that title, and God, when I beat you for that title, I'm probably going to change the way it looks because that thing has been far too ugly for far too long. This urn, I did not take to disrespect Paul Bear. I took it because of what it means to The Undertaker. This means everything to The Undertaker, and it doesn't mean a damn thing to me. Just like The Undertaker's streak. You see, The Undertaker is a man who does not possess anything that I want. His streak is his. He earned it. The only thing I'm going to do with it is break it. But I have something that now belongs to me that The Undertaker very much does want. And for the first time in his life, he's at a psychological disadvantage and he is scared. He should have stayed gone. Him coming back against any other man would have been great. He would have been 21-0 without a doubt. He could have gone 30-0. Hell, he could have gone 50-0. But I am not just any other man. I am not just any other superstar. I am CM Punk, and there is nobody in the world that is better than me. There is nobody in the world that is smarter than me.
Wow.
And there is nobody in the world who will beat me at WrestleMania. I am the one in 20-1. So here I am, Philadelphia. I'm waiting for the lights to go out. I'm waiting for that chill to enter the arena. And I'm waiting for those magic words, rest in peace. Because rest is something that I have never been afforded. And peace is something that I have never lived with. I don't hate you, John. I don't even dislike you. I do like you. I like you a hell of a lot more than I like most people in the back. I hate this idea that you're the best.
I'm the best. I'm the best in the world. There's one thing you're better at than I am, and that's kissing Vince McMahon's ass. I've been the best ever since day one when I walked into this company, and I've been vilified and hated since that day because Paul Heyman saw something in me that nobody else wanted to admit. That's right, I'm a Paul Heyman guy. You know who else was a Paul Heyman guy? Brock Lesnar. And he's split, just like I'm splitting, but the biggest difference between me and Brock is I'm going to leave with the WWE Championship. And the truth is, Paul, I am sorry.
Niet te kooien bij mama geloven zo.
I'm sorry I took my eyes off of Brock Lesnar for a split second last night just to enact my revenge on you, and I'm sorry that that revenge wasn't enough. I'm sorry I didn't take your arm off and take it home with me. I'm sorry that I didn't break your face. And I'm sorry that the next time I do get my hands on you, I'm gonna choke you out, and then I'm gonna wake you up, and I'm gonna spit in your face, and I'm gonna take your arm home with me. And I'm sorry that you think a beating is gonna stop me. I am relentless and I will not stop, and I don't care who you put in front of me or what you're trying to do. I'm gonna get my hands on you and I'm gonna get my revenge. And I say we do it right now in Anaheim.
That one match, 14 years ago, it made me who I am. It made me a legend in business. That would shorten my career, that's for sure, because the Hell in a Cell will do that type of thing. Nobody understands his barbarity more than me. But one thing's for sure, not one day in the last 14 years did I have to ask people for respect. I earned it that night. Anybody who's endured Hell in a Cell and thrived in the Hell in a Cell goes on to be respected for the entirety of their careers. Don't believe me? Ask Shawn Michaels. Ask Triple H. Ask The Undertaker.
Kankerspel. Kom op, ik zit in die motherfucking aanval, man.
That was a brilliant speech, Mick. Is that what you want? You want the old CM Punk? You want the voice of the voiceless?
I want CM Punk to step up and show that he's the best in the world by stepping inside the Hell in a Cell with John Cena.
Is that what we want, Albany? Well, then I'm a little bit more than confused, because I heard that same speech from John Cena himself after I already beat him at SummerSlam. And then I heard, oh, CM Punk, to cement your legacy, if you walk into my hometown of Boston at Night of Champions and you walk out the WWE champion, well then you are the best in the world. And look at me now! WWE champion CM Punk, and then Bret Hart, who, by the way, I also have nothing in common with. Yet what is it with you guys that want to try to latch onto me and say, oh, we see a lot of ourselves in you. I'm not like you, and I'm not like Bret, and I listen to the same completely crap speech from Cena, and I listened to it from Bret, who decided to disrespect me in his hometown. So I tried to put my hands on him, and yeah, you know what? He punched me in the face and he knocked me down and he embarrassed me, and I'm sure everybody loved that. You know what would be more embarrassing is if I tried to put my hands on you right now, Mick. You know why? Not because you knocked me on my ass, not because I'd be embarrassed, because I would not lower myself to try to put my hands on you, because like all of these people, you are beneath me. thing I've ever done was tell the truth. And I don't know how many countless title shots John Cena needs. And I don't know how many other people I need to beat. And how many times I need to beat John Cena to prove that I'm the best in the world. But one thing I know I don't need to do is anything for them. Because they turned their back on me. See, you were the one who wanted these people to stand on their feet. So you jumped off the roof of your house like an idiot, and then you subject yourselves to things like thumbtacks and broken glass and barbed wire matches. You'd even set yourself on fire if you thought it would get the adulation of these people. And the only thing I want out of them is to bring them to their knees. You want to see the text message my little sister Shalene sent me last night? Here it is. OMG, Kevin Nash, WTF, thought he was dead, LOL. The funny thing is, Shalene is normally wrong. And here you are, live and in living color. It's just your career that's dead, right? And see, you being out here, it doesn't so much piss me off. What you did last night pissed me off. I got a lot of people I'm pointing fingers at. There's a lot of people I'm pissed off at. Shockingly enough, Alberto Del Rio is not one of them. What he did, I did before. 8 people have cashed in briefcases. 8 people have become champion. He picked the right spot. What this all represents is Triple H is the new COO. So clearly, he's running amok and now he's bringing his cronies back. Wow, everybody, it's John Cena. He comes out here every Monday night. He's excitable. He throws his hat at somebody. Everybody loves it. I am so impressed at how you do that. You get all of these people to believe that you're that friendly, smiling, everyday man when I know the truth. And the truth, John Cena, is you're thoughtless, you're heartless, and above all else, you are dishonest. I'm sure there's millions of people worldwide, including yourself, that would love to believe that this is about a spilled diet soda. But John, this goes way beyond my spilled diet soda. Yeah. John, you were fired from the WWE. You were gone. You gave a very tear-inducing speech in the middle of the ring about how you finally get to see your mom and hang out with your little brother, and you said you were going to go away. You were going to be the man of your word. But what happened? You came back later that night, and then you came back the next week, and then you came back the next week, showing all of these people who aren't intelligent enough to see through your facade what I have known all along, that your word is absolutely worthless. Symphony of lies. Well, if
let me demonstrate. I plug it in, and now the rails are live, so under no circumstances you should touch the rails. Now I put the projectile on. Shame. Let's use my 10 amp power supply. It welds itself to the rails and doesn't move. It's also used by supercapacitors that can deliver hundreds of amps. Anyways, I discovered graphite. It doesn't melt at all and can pass huge currents through it. Let's measure the current too. It's not making a good contact. I'm taping some magnets to the table and I'll put my rails on it. I use my 10 amp power supply. Look at that, it moved! It moved! I made it, I have the technology now, I can beef it up! Look at it go! Whee! Zoom! Yay! Let me demonstrate. I plug it in and now the rails are live, so under no circumstances you should touch the rails. Now I put the projectile on. Shame. Let's use my 10 amp power supply. It welds itself to the rails and doesn't move. Let's also use my supercapacitors that can deliver hundreds of amps. Anyways, I discovered graphite. It doesn't huge current through it. Let's measure the current too. Not making good contact. I'm taping some magnets to the table and I'll put my rails on it. I use
the storm support of Cody Rhodes. Yeah, but things are looking a lot more exciting, maybe in the eyes of those same Cody fans now than they were a week ago. Yes, by the time Royal Rumble ended, we thought it was going one way, then it swerved, now it's going another. Yeah, consider the hook firmly planted in our mouths. We're on our road to WrestleMania, and we're being reeled in. To give you a brief recap, Roman Reigns, the undisputed WWE Universal Champion for years now, was the first one out in a final part of the WrestleMania press conference. And an exchange that is where he decided, because he's who he is, that he has the power to choose who he wants to face at WrestleMania, so he chose his bloodline family Samoan Dynasty member, The Rock. That's not the way it works, pal. The Rock's demeanor when he came out throughout the entire event was quite interesting and, in retrospect, quite masterful. He understood the fans would boo him, and he knew how to waver through all this while still sustaining a long-term, and as he's put it in the press, a long-game story. He wasn't trying to be a likable babyface that all the millions and the millions have always tried to fascinate themselves and attach themselves to. He understood the conflict, and he embraced it. Even before the press conference, which was a special event just days before the NFL Super Bowl in Las Vegas and attended by thousands of fans, he dropped by the Pat McAfee show on ESPN and mocked those same fans for being what he called Cody Crybabies, a term he got trending worldwide on social media. So you can't deny that his play was still on point. He showed everyone present at the press event the detailed family tree of the actual bloodline of the Anawahi and Mavia family clans, intertwined by blood. The Samoan dynasty outlaid on a beautifully crafted graphic. It was impressive to look at, but he showed people the family tree as a way to tell them, quote, "We're bigger than all of you. Cry about it all you want." But in this tense exchange, which also included World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes came out and called bull on all of it. Without walking out to his own theme music, he was making more noise than anyone else on stage, and declared that he, with his Royal Rumble win and rightful designation, would choose Roman Reigns for the WWE Universal Championship at WrestleMania, upsetting the all-Samoan, all-bloodline dream match that Roman and Reigns had their eyes on. After Roman Reigns and all of his indignation took a jab at Cody's Hall of Fame father, Dusty Rhodes, calling him irrelevant, which makes no sense, Cody hit back by telling him and The Rock that their grandfathers, if they were still alive, would be ashamed of them for their political maneuvering here. It's worth noting that The Rock is still a part of the corporate infrastructure of WWE on the board for TKO, the parent company of WWE. An interesting fact that is very real that WWE is weaving into this story. The Rock took offense to this statement, telling Cody that when he insults Roman's bloodline, he's insulting his bloodline, his family. He threw a slap at Cody that immediately caused a stir online and, of course, in person. And may we add that Seth Rollins took offense to this entire thing, and this seemed like he was taking the side of Cody, going off on The Rock, saying he can't do what he wants to do, even if he's on the TKO board. The Rock and Roman Reigns were even seen walking out of the T-Mobile Arena with Paul Heyman at their side, hinting that maybe they might be side by side on this whole WrestleMania storyline. And maybe not even facing each other in the ring, but facing a different obstacle and challenge. Oh, in the middle of all this, can we confirm that The Rock just turned heel? That's right, that's something he's even said recently on Instagram since the WrestleMania kickoff press conference. He's a villain now. The biggest movie star in the world is a villain against Cody Rhodes. Think about that. This got us thinking, what if, and we mean just what if, The Rock really embraced this entire heel thing and went full-fledged as a member, if not a leader, of the Bloodline after or around WrestleMania 40. Here's why it's, wait for it, best for business. We'll lay it out. Let us know what you think in those comments below. If we're getting some type of collision even between just Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, or some mixture of Rock and Seth Rollins in there as well, maybe even a tag team match along the way or at WrestleMania itself, The Rock needs to be a villain, and the fans are already booing him, and it appears that he's even embracing this. He's the type of guy who has been hated and hated after becoming a Hollywood star. He can't be a big Hollywood star. We made him a star, and he can only be a star for us. So yes, the fickle yet sometimes limiting world of wrestling fandom has come into.
Ja.
Mijn naam is Jeroen collega Jeroen Grutte. Wij kijken naar hopelijk een mooi duel. Dit is Real Madrid tegen het sterrenensemble Manchester City. Ik ben ontzettend nieuwsgierig. Volgens mij kan dit een enorm leuke wedstrijd worden. Nou, de dag gepakt. Dit is vandaag de basiscel van Real Madrid. In het doel zien we Thibaut Courtois, Antonio Rudiger, begint in de defensie. Militao ernaast, dat trouwens samen met Vinicius Junior. En de voorhoeder...
Here at Not Sam Wrestling, we are here for one reason and one reason only, and that's to get together and talk about our feelings. We need to talk about our feelings, and the only way to do that is via Emergency Podcast. Emergency Podcast is back. The Rock walked out with a $500 shirt vest on. The Emergency Podcast is back, and look, the Emergency Podcast is here because, and I knew as soon as The Rock walked out in that $500 shirt-inspired vest that the siren was going to blare and that we were going to need to talk about this before Monday comes. And we'll break it all down on Monday as well, obviously. But this, to me, is not the return of Hollywood Rock. People keep saying that, and I don't love it. They go, Hollywood Rock is back. I knew Hollywood Rock would be back. Heel Rock, Villain Rock, and Hollywood Rock. Hollywood Rock was a villain, but every Villain Rock is not Hollywood Rock. This story, to me, is so simple. Why is The Rock wearing Versace again? Why is The Rock doing entire promos with those sunglasses on again? Why does The Rock have jewelry on again, as if to remind us how much more financially secure he is than the rest of us watching? Why? Because what happens when the words sucks blare through an arena? In 1996, when The Rock showed up, and all he wanted to do was to follow in the footsteps of his grandfather, the High Chief Peter Maivia, and his father, Rocky Johnson, and his uncles, Afa and Sika. What did he get met with? Rocky sucks. Rocky sucks. And what happened? The Rock was formed. When The Rock was first formed, this wasn't the fun-loving, freewheeling guy that made fun of Billy Gunn and went to WrestleMania with Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania 17 and 19, 15 maybe. This was a Rock who was formed due to a malice that he had for the audience, for the WWE Universe, for the people that booed him. If there's one thing that has been consistent about The Rock, as long as this character has existed, it's that he does not like to be booed. And when you boo The Rock, the $500 shirt comes back, the sunglasses comes back, and that disdain for the audience comes back. I love that we're just twisting the word. We're saying the same thing, but just twisting the meaning. Sit back and enjoy the ride can mean, relax, bud, this is going to be fun for all of us. Or, you shut up and keep your criticisms to yourself, depending on how you say it. When The Rock first showed up, sit back and enjoy the ride. Okay, Rock, we trust you. As of 2 weeks ago, sit back and enjoy the ride. Well, we're not supposed to tell you if we don't like something, and boom. That's the transition of the character. Message is sent loud and clear, I think even more clearly than anything The Rock specifically said in that ring with Roman Reigns and Jey Uso and Solo Sikoa and the wise man Paul Heyman. It was the way he was dressed. He let the world know. You woke him back up. It's like saying Beetlejuice's name 3 times. It's guaranteed to happen every single time. And it's happened again, and you know there are people and they go like, wow, now he's not going to get booed. This is too good. He's not going to get booed now. You could hear him on SmackDown. He wanted to get booed and he wasn't getting booed. Exactly. That only adds to the motivation of this character. The motivation of the character is, I had the greatest WrestleMania main event of all time waiting for you on a silver platter, and you didn't let it happen. You let your voices be heard, and now I can't give it to you, and now you want to cheer me? That only fuels the fire behind this 2024 version of the 1997 Rock. And the 1997 Rock was the Rock that made it all happen. Hopefully that fuel that gets put on that fire is to that same level, because we actually could end up with something really, really special if that were to happen. So what did happen? The biggest movie star in the world came out on SmackDown and made fun of Utah for being polygamists and potentially inbred. That's what happened on SmackDown. The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, board member of TKO, star of egads of movies that have made billions and billions of dollars, said that everybody's too fat to sit on their toilets or something to that effect. It was amazing and everything wrestling should be. He went out there and he insulted the audience, and at first I was like, well, Roman announces that he is a part of the bloodline. He's joined the bloodline, which again, the words are important there. He's joined the bloodline, not he's the new leader of the bloodline. He's joined the bloodline. And Roman has made it clear that he's the leader of the bloodline. So when you say somebody's joined the bloodline, the implication is they're following orders from our tribal chief, Roman Reigns. That is going to, I believe, create some tension within the bloodline. But I wondered if in the promo itself, The Rock would say, look, I may not like Cody, but Roman, I'm not in the bloodline. But maybe that wouldn't have made any sense because the family tree was shown off, right? Regardless, he didn't say that. He acknowledged that he was bloodline. He said duos, but I think he might have, I would imagine it was a slip of the tongue when he said duos. I think he meant group. Although maybe when he's talking about duos, he's saying really the power duo here is The Rock and Roman Reigns together. And I would think that that's an accurate statement, right? That having Solo and Jimmy and Paul Heyman all there with him does add to it. But ultimately, what makes this huge is The Rock and Roman Reigns on the same team. And hopefully, if it all works out, Roman should be even bigger via his association, which is with his cousin, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He also made fun of Cody again for being a crybaby, saying, what are you talking about, story? Story's over. Roman beat you at WrestleMania. I don't know what you're talking about anymore. get to the back of the line. And then he called the people who want Cody to go to WrestleMania Crybabies. And in that moment, I was like, maybe we got Boomer Rock here making fun of Crybabies. I love it. I love it. I think that two things. Number one, I felt like, and I knew it was going to happen. When The Rock came out about 9:52, I said, no, man, you got to bring The Rock out at 9:40 if you're going to put him at the end of the show. You can't put that man up against the clock. That's not a fair thing to do. The Rock likes to take his time out there, and we enjoy when The Rock takes his time out there. You know when The Rock was awesome? When he was in there with Jinder Mahal and he could just go on as long as he wanted. We'll be there all night. That's okay. And by the way, the Bloodline has had multiple segments that have gone on without one wrestling move done, performed. Just promo segments that have gone 30-plus minutes multiple times, and usually it's a home run. I mean, I think when you're out there doing a promo that lasts way longer than a typical promo does, you know if it's not working. You're going to cut bait. If you're not cutting bait, it's probably because it's working. The question is this working? I think that in order for it to work as well as it can work, there has to be a faith that we know where we're going. There has to be a faith that this is not just, okay, let's try to fix this because we didn't know people would get so mad at Cody. And by the way, I don't think that this is entirely, let's just think on our feet and change everything. Because people were mad about the Cody thing for like 4 days. And you mean to tell me they've done all this because people were mad for 4 days? That strikes me as difficult to believe also. Every time The Rock goes into a building, just because Twitter doesn't like him doesn't mean the people in the building aren't going to like him. So I think that there's more to it than just that. I'm hoping that what we're seeing is a long game. I'm hoping that what we're seeing is The Rock cook. I said let him cook, and now we got to smell what the Bloodline is cooking. The Rock put his finger up. Roman Rock, Jimmy, and Solo. The Rock also said he's going to do everything in his power to make sure that Cody does not win. Now this is an interesting way to talk, and it's interesting how much of this promo was focused on Cody Rhodes. This was not a meeting about showcasing the fact that the Bloodline is the most powerful force there is. This was not a promo that was fully centered on Rock announcing this partnership as the most powerful partnership that has ever been in WWE. This was a promo that a lot of it was about, I hate Cody Rhodes. I'm so mad at Cody Rhodes. I hate what you did. You ruined it. Cody, you ruined it. Felt like a lot of where the motivation was coming from. And that would make sense, because that was also the spirit of the fans that booed The Rock. He also did that thing, which he did at the press conference, which I kind of adore. When he talked about the family tree, and he was like, I'm going to show you something that I think you'll think is pretty cool. When he did the bit on SmackDown about the indoor attendance record for all the, whatever, inbred buildings or whatever he called it. Trailer park trash. When he said trailer park trash, I was right back to 97. Trailer park trash. This is something that I think it's going to make you happy. Whenever he says, you're going to think it's cool, this is going to make you happy. Whenever he starts, kind of talking down to the audience, but don't worry, this is going to be great. You're going to love it. Oh, because it's a real thing. It's a real way people are, and it really is annoying when people do that. I love that. But so where are we going with this, right? Because that's the question. When the Bloodline was at its peak, it was because it felt like a chess game was being played. Every move had a purpose, and it led to something better, and it led to something bigger, and it led to something more compelling. I think that from the time that Jimmy turned on Jey Uso at SummerSlam, people have questioned whether decisions in the Bloodline story process were as planned out in advance as they had been previously. It just all has to work, right? So there are two things that could happen here. Either way, we'll have a big culmination at WrestleMania. And this works technically whether Roman Reigns wins or loses against Cody Rhodes. Look, there is one version of this where The Rock realizes it's not realistic for him to stay a villain long term. And by WrestleMania, he's a babyface again. And that's very possible, especially if The Rock is going away after WrestleMania. Maybe he has one more appearance on the SmackDown after WrestleMania and goes off into the sunset. It's possible. But as a board member now, and as hot as WWE is right now, I believe that The Rock is not just here for the lead up to WrestleMania. I believe that we'll see more of The Rock. I think what could be very interesting is if this Rock as a villain has legs. And if you really want to take the bloodline to the next level, either Roman Reigns loses the title, turn this into a year-long story that takes us all the way to WrestleMania 41. And what I think you could do, because to me, one of the best things that's ever happened in the bloodline is the story of Jey Uso. The story of Jey Uso was so well told that for a period of time, there were people who insisted that ultimately the bloodline was really all about Jey Uso, and it was Jey Uso's story, the way it started with Jey Uso. The way Jey Uso had to get beaten in, the way Jey Uso was treated by Roman Reigns, the way he was manipulated by Roman Reigns, the way he was mentally tortured by Roman Reigns, the way he was gaslit, the way everything that Roman did to him, until he could finally break free and become the superstar that he is now. And the fact that main event Jey Uso is so popular on Monday Night Raw, I think, is an outcome of how well that story was told. Well, there's a certain amount of karma that is coming back to Roman Reigns. And should Roman Reigns be able to deal with that karma, it would make him a babyface on the other side of it. We may have to wait until Monday to really flesh this thing out, but what if, win the title or lose the title, after WrestleMania, The Rock is clearly the authority figure of the bloodline. And The Rock doesn't show up all the time, but when he does, the bloodline knows that it's time to be in check, because the big dog is here, the big Oos is here. And what happens if The Rock realizes that Roman Reigns is indebted to him? If The Rock realizes that Roman Reigns can call himself the tribal chief all he wants, it's The Rock that makes it possible. And what if over the course of months, Roman is kind of mentally beaten down into this subservient position where he believes everything that The Rock is saying, where Roman starts to believe that he needs The Rock to win matches. Where Roman starts to believe that, all this interference. Well, you didn't win this. You needed interference for this. You needed interference for that. If Roman loses that confidence, and The Rock is the one that takes it from him, and in Roman's weakest moment, The Rock is the one that says, don't worry. As long as you stick with me, you'll be fine. But if you don't stick with me, you're dead in the ground. And all of a sudden, this dynamic is created. Where after years of treating people the way they've been treated, Roman Reigns is in the position that Jey Uso was in. And The Rock is in the position that Roman Reigns is in. If The Rock has Roman under his thumb, if The Rock is manipulating and we watch, and all we want is the old Roman back. All we want is that original bloodline Roman. All we want is that Roman that would wreck everybody. And by the time we get to WrestleMania 41, instead of The Rock being this hero that is finally going to take out this tyrannical champion, what if instead Roman Reigns was going to fight against the person that's been manipulating him and holding him down for the last year? And that Roman Reigns to break free from all of this self-doubt that is brought onto him because of the karma that he's owed for the way he treated people over the last several years.
When The Rock faces Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 41 with Roman as the hero and The Rock as the villain. I'm seeing it all, I start to flesh out all this stuff as I watch The Rock and Roman Reigns together. Either way, I don't think any of us had on our bingo card that in February of 2024, The Rock would join the bloodline. And here we are. Let's get our thoughts together, get your emails in, tweet at me, leave comments on the YouTube video, do everything that you can do. Let's have this conversation, and let's reconvene on Monday morning for the next episode of Not Sam Wrestling. That will be standard, not emergency podcast. Thank you, everybody. Off the script. This is your Friday Night SmackDown post show for February 16, 2024. I am your host, JD from New York, as always. Coming to you live from the OTS venue. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on your Friday nights, wherever you may be. And we got a round of applause and a holy shit chant for Ali with a $100 bomb already before the doors even open. JD, this $100 bomb goes to you because I always say this: you are the true GOAT of the IWC, because nobody does it better than you. Hashtag OTS for life. Ali, thank you. And I know. Thank you, man. And also, we can't forget Happy birthday to the one and only Chi-Town Smark Jesse, turning 21 years old today, man. It's amazing how Jesse has found the fountain of youth in Chicago, man. It must be all that horrendous deep dish pizza that he's had to consume over the years, man. It's got to be doing wonders for him. I can't figure it out. So, nobody is making drinks in the venue tonight because Jesse's usually the one that's handling that. I don't know, man. I don't know what you guys are going to do. Go help yourself, man. It's, every man for himself back there, I guess. Just be respectful, please, and put the fucking bottle back where you got it, okay? Seriously. I'm going to be taking inventory later. All right, if I see anything missing, I'm going to get rid of all of you. Happy birthday to Jesse. He's going to have a stream. I'm going to mention this now and probably again later. Jesse's going to have a stream later after I'm done here because, you know, he doesn't want to impede on what we're doing here, man. You know, he doesn't want to steal away my viewers, right? Yeah, that's a giant. He should be a fucking comedian, man, Jesse. Jesse should be a fucking stand-up comedian. Anyway, he's going to have a stream, and he's going to be doing some pro wrestling talk over there, hanging out, having some Crown Royale, and I will link you guys when this stream is nearing its conclusion, so you guys can go over there and raid him for his 21st birthday, man. Happy birthday, brother. Anyway, let's get into this SmackDown show tonight, man. Thank you guys for joining me on your Friday nights. You know, it's pretty crazy, honestly. I am always being monitored. I guess that comes with the territory, man. I can't win with some people in the community, honestly. No matter what I say, no matter how I feel, there's always going to be someone that is unhappy with how I go about things or unhappy with what I said and take it out of context. They'll clip 20 seconds. Meanwhile, they don't get to the fucking full point I was trying to make. It is what it is. It comes with the territory, like I said, but I didn't enjoy SmackDown tonight. I thought SmackDown was very underwhelming. And yes, for all the geeks out there that claim, oh well, JD doesn't say anything bad about SmackDown. I didn't like it. I didn't like a lot on this show tonight. I thought it was pretty fucking boring, to be quite honest with you. The only reason anybody tuned in tonight was because of Roman Reigns and The Rock. They were advertised for the show tonight, and we're going to get into what they said a little bit later, okay? We're going to dissect the promo, and we're going to go over everything that The Rock said, which basically was a lot of nothing. He didn't really say much of anything, but you know, I say something like that, you know, I'll sit here and tell you, well, The Rock didn't really say much of anything. And I know for a fact I haven't even been on Twitter since I went live. All I did was tweet the link to the stream out. Guarantee it. You're gonna get people, what do you want him to say? They got 6 weeks of WrestleMania build, JD. Let me tell you guys something. When I watch a show and we get a major development that happened last week, the major development was Triple H came out and used a bunch of one-liners indirectly to Dwayne. It doesn't matter what seat you're sitting at. Everything goes through me. Know your role and all that other nonsense that he was talking about last week. Imagine having such a big storyline development come out where we all think this power struggle is going to advance the story. That happened last week. 7 days ago. I enjoyed Triple H's promo more than I did anything else on that show. I'm like, there you go.
Love it. Now let's see what The Rock and let's see what Roman Reigns has to say. You get something like that 7 days ago, and then you get to this week's show. What are you guys expecting The Rock to go out there and do? I mean, he slapped Cody. Cody didn't say anything about The Rock outside, oh, well, you're gonna slap me, I'm gonna slap you right back, is all he said. That's all Cody said last week. Or this week, rather, on Monday. That's all he did. He promised Rock he was gonna slap him back. As he should. He's a man who got disrespected in Las Vegas. Imagine thinking we were going to get some storyline advancement after what Triple H said last week, only for The Rock to come out there and basically say a lot of nothing. Imagine watching one of your favorite shows and a big development happens and wait all week to see the next installment of what happened, the follow-up to what happened, and you don't get anything. Do you think you're going to get something on the taped show that you're going to get on Friday because everybody's going to be in Perth? Next week's show is going to be an even bigger waste of time than this week's show is going to be. So then that means The Rock didn't say anything about Triple H this week. He will not say anything about Triple H next week. And then we got to wait another week, which would be 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks almost, for us to get some sort of explanation as to why The Rock took anger towards Triple H and the things that he said last week. That is inexcusable. I don't give a shit how you want to make The Rock's promo out to be. I don't give a shit how you thought The Rock's promo was great. I don't give a shit how you fucking decode and decipher what The Rock said and try to make sense out of the nonsensical things he said tonight. I'm here to give you common fucking sense. Did we not deserve The Rock to come on out and say anything about what Triple H said last week? Because what Triple H said to my fucking ears was a lot that needed to be addressed. No, but everybody's blinded by the fact that Dwayne wore his Hollywood vest and The Rock went out there and made fun of the Mormons and their fucking 500 wives. I'm sorry, I don't see how shitting on Mormons, the Utah Jazz, and the San Francisco 49ers, and the Royal Rumble has anything to do with what Triple H said last week. Now we gotta wait 3 weeks until we get some sort of rebuttal from Dwayne Johnson. If that, it may be even longer. You know, I get all the people on social media that probably half my age and they got the fucking IQ of a fucking pencil, but I'm not here to give you half-ass fucking content. I watch, I address, I dissect, and then I relay. So I'm following this very, very closely. So we got the pivot from the original plan of Rock and Roman, which was the original plan from day one, right back to Cody and Roman, and then we get the pivot to Las Vegas because they gave Rock the fucking title match. I want to take everything from Roman, but not at WrestleMania. Then they pivoted back to Cody and Roman. Great job. So we go Rock Roman. Cody wins the Rumble. It's Rock Roman. Then Cody Roman. Then it's Rock Roman again. Now it's Cody Roman again. So 4 fucking pivots. 4 changes in the month of January. We didn't get an explanation for Cody basically giving up his WrestleMania match to Dwayne. We got to decode and decipher that on our own. Because WWE wants to sweep that under the fucking rug and doesn't want to give you an explanation for it. Now you're asking me to sit here and be negligent in my analysis. You want me to overlook it? You want me to sweep it under the rug like WWE did that one? And you want me to sweep this week under the rug after what Triple H said last week, and The Rock came out this week and said nothing about what Triple H said last week? Sure thing, guy. Sure thing. I'm not this social media fucking geek who pays for Twitter Blue and farms for engagement. I'm here to give you the fucking logic of what you're watching. Everything that happened tonight did not make sense. I don't give a shit if The Rock is playing Hollywood Rock and he wants to denounce Cody and denounce the Royal Rumble and anything else. The simple fact that he did not follow up on what Triple H said last week, and we now have to wait 3 weeks for him to address what I find to be a major fucking deal. That's a fucking fail. I don't know what ride Dwayne is taking us on, but holy shit, man, if I'm in the dark horse, the front end of the fucking car is already fucked up. So many fucking potholes on this road to WrestleMania already. And I can't wait to see some fucking geek on social media clip this show, take me out of context, and make it seem like I hated what Dwayne said. No, I didn't hate what Dwayne said, because I've been asking for Hollywood Rock for as long as you've been asking for Hollywood Rock. But the context of what he said made absolutely zero sense. And all the people that got the IQ of a fucking goddamn eraser, it's gonna go right over your head and you're not gonna care about anything that fucking should matter. And all you care about, oh look, he's wearing the Ricky Starks vest. Oh look, Hollywood Rock. What are you, 12? You know, I'm a grown man. I want logic. I want explanation. They didn't give us Cody explaining why he gave his title shot up to The Rock. I'm supposed to come up with my own reason by myself. Or like the fucking idiots online, they even did it with that one. Oh, well, he came out and called bullshit all that. He took tribal counsel from The Rock and The Rock screwed him. All right, but yeah, that's fantastic. That's great. What am I supposed to write their own fucking storylines? Why can't Cody tell me that himself? He already came off like a fucking idiot. He gave his title match up to The Rock. So what difference does it make if he explains how much of an idiot he is after that? You gotta follow up. You got to. I don't really understand all these fucking people. You don't want a story? What's the story? We got nothing as far as the fucking story. Rock is joining Roman. The only thing I got as far as the story is they're the bloodline. That's it. How many weeks till WrestleMania? We got all of March, right? That's 4 weeks. 6 weeks. Now you want to take another additional 3 weeks? 3 weeks to give us some sort of explanation from Dwayne to Triple H, unless they're just going to ignore this one as well. I won't be fucking surprised. So that's my gripe. That's my gripe with The Rock tonight. Did I enjoy The Rock's promo? Sure. I laughed, I chuckled, I smiled. It's not all doom and gloom on this side of YouTube. There's a reason why we got 3,400 fucking people in here, because most of these people know that I'm going to give them the cold hard truth. And if you don't like it, go kick marbles. Don't care. It's not my fucking problem you can't decipher what is good and what is bad. That's what you got me here for, because you're not going to hear it from anybody else. I love Hollywood Rock. It was the one character that The Rock had that played that we didn't get long enough. And now seemingly he's going to be back well past WrestleMania is what I'm presuming. He's going to be Hollywood Rock for a while. I'm here for the long game. Oh man, this game is starting off, man. Level 1, and Roman and Rock have already gone through multiple lives. They're basically running out of lives here. You better start using some fucking cheat codes, because I'm going to need some explanation. Stat. Everybody seems to think that WWE could get away because, oh, it's The Rock. Oh, it's Roman. Oh, it's Cody. But if you don't have the foundation of a story week to week with explanation week to week, the match is going to end up half of what it truly could be. WWE did the same fucking thing, and I remember it vividly with Roman and John Cena. Seriously, remember that when they wrestled at SummerSlam?
Ach, je kanker, moet u.
They didn't do anything.